Donald Trump says that he's very concerned about the shooting. Of course, he did the standard thoughts and prayers. We'll get to a video of his in a second responding to this. I just want to give you a little bit of context first, though. Donald Trump received, oh, look at that, $30.3 million from the NRA. Now, look, if it doesn't affect him, it doesn't affect him, and he's an honest, disciplined, and principled guy. Now, 93% of Americans want federal background checks, so he could take the NRA money and go, no, I am a man of the people, and I will give you federal background checks and gun control. Well, let's find out if that's the direction he's going to go in. Let's listen.
I'm making plans to visit Parkland, to meet with families and local officials, and to continue coordinating the federal response. Our administration is working closely with local authorities to investigate the shooting and learn everything we can. We are committed to working with state and local leaders to help secure our schools and tackle the difficult issue of mental health. Later this month, I will be meeting with the nation's governors and attorney generals. We're making our schools and our children safer will be our top priority. It is not enough to simply take actions that make us feel like we are making a difference. We must actually make that difference.
Okay, no talk of guns, no talk of gun control. Only thing he brought up is mental health. Now, first of all, on mental health, he cut mental health funding. But maybe on gun control, he might not have mentioned it in the press conference, but maybe his actions speak louder than words. So let's go to his actions. President Donald Trump's newly unveiled budget would cut millions of dollars from the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, which gun dealers use to verify if someone is banned from buying a gun before selling it to them. So double checking to see if we should sell that gun. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to cut fundings for that. The $30 million the NRA gave him, could that have influenced him? No. All right, by the way, this article was written before the shooting in Florida. So this was we got his budget on Monday. They're looking through the budget. They're like, oh, look at that, that's interesting. It turns out he cut funding for gun control. Here, more details. The president calls for cuts to the National Criminal Records History Improvement Program and the NICS Act Record Improvement Program. Both provide federal grants to states to help them improve their reporting of criminal records and protection orders to the national database for background checks, including domestic violence records. Now that would be very relevant because, for example, the Texas church shooting, guy had a history of domestic violence but got a gun anyway. You might want to do that check on domestic violence history. That is usually an excellent indicator of whether they're going to commit further violence and gun violence. So nope, cut the funding, cut the funding. How much? They cut it by 16%. So less gun control. As they are writing the article, the Florida shooting happens. So they add in this sentence. Another mass shooting took place as this article was being written Wednesday. This one was at a high school in Parkland, Florida. At least 17 people died and many others were injured. They were writing the article because they noticed, hey, we've had all these mass shootings recently, including the worst one ever in Las Vegas. 58 dead, hundreds upon hundreds injured, mowed down, massacred. And instead of doing something about it, they went in the other direction and they fought against gun control. They cut the funding for gun control. And lo and behold, in the middle of pointing that out, another massacre, this time at another school, 17 people dead, mainly school children. It looks like that $30 million that Donald Trump got from the NRA might have done exactly what it was intended to do. Don't do anything about the shootings. Pretend that you care. Talk about meaningless thoughts and prayers. Pretend it's a mental health issue when study after study shows we have the same rate of mental health issues as any developed nation. And the reality is what we have that's different than anywhere else is we have more guns per capita than anywhere else. We have 270 million guns in the country. But the NRA gave Donald Trump 30 million reasons to never talk about that. Most importantly, to never take any action on that. So when he gives you his crocodile tears about those kids who were massacred, understand that he is actually paid to do nothing about it. You just watched the video by the Young Turks, the home of the revolution. If you'd like to get the full show, come join us and become a member. tytnetwork.com/join.